Hey guys, it's Jen. I think I'm live, so if somebody can let me know if somebody comes on, hopefully I'll get somebody coming on right now. It's funny, I've been feeling like I need to make this video all day, and then I just keep putting it off, and then I was just getting ready to go live again, and I got a phone call, and I'm like, okay, this must really need to be on here, because it never fails whenever like I'm not wanting to do a video or when I'm getting distracted from doing a video. Usually there's a message in it that I need to get out. So that being said, I just see somebody kind of just came on. I'm not using my headset because I have to charge my phone because it's almost dead. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? And if it's clear enough? Yeah, if you guys can hear me, that would, and just let me know if you can. Anyone? Yes, thumbs up. Okay, cool. Because I don't have my headset in because I literally have almost no battery left. So, okay, what's really interesting is I was just speaking in Minot the other day, and on the drive back, I was listening to David Palmer. Now, you guys, I love him as an astrologer. He has a really bad mouth, so if you don't like to hear bad words, don't listen to him. But as far as what he talks about with the astrology, I feel like he's really good, and he's really right on with what's going on. Oh, she says she can hear me now than when I use my headset. Eek, maybe I need to get I must need to get new headphones or something. Anyway, so David Palmer, who is the Leo King, is what he goes by on his business page and his astrology page, was talking about this Venus retrograde. And I wasn't even sure when it started. I wasn't sure if it was the other day, but I think I saw something this morning that it's actually starting right now. That being said, what caught me the most about it was the 40 days and 40 nights. Now, this isn't something that isn't normal. Like, Venus comes in retrograde like I think they said 18 months or something like that. So about every year and a half you get an overhaul. And you get, like, what I'm seeing that it is there's something specific this time that I feel like needs to be mentioned. And I think why the 40 days and 40 nights hit me this time is because 2018 has been a rough year. Like, we were just talking about this in the membership group. Like, it's been rough for everybody. Like, everybody has had a really hard year this year. So that being said, it's interesting the way that this retrograde is, and the way that the astrologers are talking about how deep this retrograde is, and how it's diving deep into emotions, and it's diving deep into, you know, whatever it is. What was interesting yesterday in the membership group, my guides kept saying it was about our own insecurities. So that being said, it totally resonates with me that this 40 days and 40 nights would be so powerful this time, because we know that that's about temptation, right? And I feel like this time it's really about the temptation of going back into the negative versus staying in a positive mindset and knowing that everything has purpose. Like, even the crap, like, you know, Kristen and I did that a while back, that video about embrace the suck, right? Like, sometimes life just sucks, and I bet everybody that's in here can probably agree on some level, hands up, hearts, or something, if this year's just kind of sucked, because it's been really, really rough. It's been a lot about personal transformation. It's been a lot about, like, literally rearranging and changing the way life happens, right? Where you live. Like, everything for me has been totally different this year. It's not even remotely, like, looking back, I'm like, thank God I've already done the work, because I would have freaked out if I didn't. Anyway, so that being said, it's just been a really rough year for people that aren't doing this work of ascension, which just means coming to a higher understanding or a higher place. Okay, so don't get too wrapped up in the metaphysical terms. It just means it's time for us to wake up and understand things from a different level, and really bring spirituality in to a new thing, right? So, to a new level in our life, like, to bring spirituality into where it's something daily that we do, and that we're not just like only as a fallback, right? So I've been talking about that a lot lately, about how it's really important to bring spirituality in to our daily life, and make it something that where you do talk to Jesus and the angels every day, not just when you need something, or when something's going wrong, or when something's bad, or whatever. But okay, so that being said, this 40 days and 40 nights thing, for whatever reason, just hit me really hard the other day. And I'm like, okay, obviously this is really hitting me hard. So what does this mean? So I really feel like if you guys can be prepared, which is what this message is for, is be prepared that over the next 40 days, that you're probably going to be shown your insecurities. You're probably going to be shown areas where you can grow. You're probably going to be shown, you know, things that you maybe didn't want to look at. You know, like some people talk about shadow work, and I while I love that, like I think sometimes people get so wrapped up in, oh, it's shadow work, it's gotta suck. I'm like, no, sometimes it's just looking at your own shit. Like, are you sarcastic too much? Does your sarcasm go too far? Like, do you blow things off and not deal with them? Like, do you put things on the back burner too often? Like, it doesn't have to be anything so deep that it's miserable to look at, but you do want to look at those things. Now, that being said, it's Venus, so we're talking love, okay? Now, love in relationships absolutely is going to be at the forefront, but the one thing that I think people forget about is the love and relationship with yourself. So, and I do talk about that a lot. Now, again, relationships all over the board are probably going to be like on display, right? So, because I've heard some people in astrology talking about like family relationships and of course love relationships. If you're married or, you know, in a relationship that way, whatever, it's probably going to be, you're probably going to be shown where are you most insecure in this relationship. You're probably going to be shown where are you most insecure in yourself. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? Because if you're ready for this and if you're ready for the growth, and this sounds so weird because it makes me think of when Trump got, and I don't want to get political, so please don't go there. I'm just going to say I remember the excitement, and people thought I was so jacked up because I was excited because I knew things were going to change. Like, it wasn't about who got into president or who was going to be the president or any of that crap. Like, it was about, this is a turning point for the world, like not just for the United States, like because a lot of other countries look at the United States, it's like a turning point, and things, I knew things were going to get real, but I guess that's the one thing I've never been afraid of is hard work. And so like I knew things were going to get real, and so it was almost exciting. Like, yes, we have no idea what's going to happen, and yes, it may be terrible, but at the same time it's going to be different and it's got to be better, right? Because sometimes when things break down, it's so that you can rebuild them better. But so anyway, that's kind of how I almost feel, not quite to the extreme as the whole Trump thing and the whole, you know, because I really do feel like our whole system is going to get overhauled, but I feel like personal changes for ourselves is what's going to happen in this next 40 days, 40 nights, right? So, and I feel like there's something really powerful about that. So you've got to think, you know, Jesus was tempted, right? 40 days and 40 nights. Isn't that what it is? So this is going to be, where are you going to be tempted to be crappy to yourself? Where are you going to be tempted to go into old habits? Where are you going to be tempted to think negative? Where are you going to be tempted to see the worst, right? So that being said, I decided to pull a card for everybody, and I love what it is because it is the Page of Gabriel, and I'll post a picture later, but so that you guys can see it. But the first thing that popped out of this was brave. It says Page of Gabriel, and it says energetic, brave, optimistic, playful. And it says follow your passion. You're ready for any challenge, opportunities for excitement and adventure. So if you can look at this Venus retrograde and this 40 days and 40 nights with the idea of bravery and looking at what you can really create with this, right? Because if you're shown, you know what, this maybe isn't the best way that I can handle things, what if I did it this way? Like, it's that simple to start making changes in your life to get to what you really want. So the card says, this is what I actually love. And I love that I launched my coaching program this month, right? The Pay What You Can Afford. Like, I love that it all came together in this month. Like, I've been trying to get it off the ground since the spring. And I thought I was going to launch it in July, and it didn't happen. And then I was like, okay, well, when is going to be the next time and the right time to launch? And I've just been waiting on my guides. And like at the end of September, they're like, okay, you're launching October 1st. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. Oh, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I was pretty much ready. I already had it in mind how it was going to happen. It was just a matter of the right timing. So being in that space of divine timing and divine flow, and knowing that everything happens for a purpose, everything happens for a reason. And if you can be in flow and not struggle against what's going on, then it's a lot easier to get to that place of trusting the divine, knowing that everything's happened for a reason, seeing where am I supposed to grow? What am I supposed to learn, right? What am I supposed to learn in this? And this is saying, I pulled this card with a specific question of this group, this embodied grace group, the people that follow me that hear this message. What should I tell them about this Venus retrograde where everybody's saying, oh, it's going to be so hard and you're going to have to dig in deep and you're going to be shown your insecurities? Well, I'm like, okay, cool, let's bring it on. Like, show me where I'm not the strongest so that I can become strong. right? So it's almost like if you had a coach and you're playing, you know, like baseball, and you're not really good at throwing, you know, or pitching or throwing from first base to second base or whatever, maybe you get a coach that says, you know, if you just tweak it this way, or if you just try it this way, maybe you'll get that little extra edge. That's kind of what I feel like this Venus retrograde is for us, is like, hey, you know, you could do this a little better if you wanted to. This might be a way to try it. I feel like that's what the universe is going to show us, is it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's not that you're bad. It's not, none of those things. Like, that's the temptation, is not to fall into the BS and the insecurity and the I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy and all the crap that's the lie. And the challenge is, okay, this is going to show up. So now what am I going to do with it? So if I see that I have, you know, a personal insecurity about myself, about something specific, well, how do I look at it differently? How can I embrace it? How can I see, is there a hidden strength in whatever this is? And that's what this says. You're ready to follow your passion. Opportunities for excitement and adventure are headed your way. This is something that you've prepared for and been hoping would happen. So chances are, if you're in my group, you're probably in the space where you want to create that life you love. You're in that space of, okay, I'm ready. Like, let's do this. Well, I feel like now's the time, right? So now's the time to do this. So you may feel as though you're not quite ready, but you are. So this is where divine trust comes in, right? You're trusting your divine guidance. Get out there and show everyone how amazing you are. So I really feel like a lot of the astrologers out there and a lot of the, you know, energy healers and things like that, they tend to look at, you know, how awful it is and how hard it is and all of these kind of things. But if you can look at it as something positive, then it can be positive. So instead of being like, oh my God, this is going to be terrible, well, let's find out where your strengths are not, right? Let's find out what you need to strengthen, and then let's do that. So, it says additional meanings of this card is taking a chance, finding your confidence, and embracing life. So I really feel like that was a perfect card for the message that I felt like I was getting. And like I said, in the membership group, we were talking about how I felt like this is really going to show us our insecurities. So instead of looking at that as a bad thing, like instead of being afraid of seeing your insecurities or being afraid of seeing the shadow, because that's what a lot of people call it, is the shadow and the shadow work. And instead of being afraid of that, what if you just look at it like, okay, well, this is good because this is going to show me something that I can strengthen. This is going to show me something I can get better at. The challenge and the message is, don't fall into the temptation of feeling that you're not good enough, or, you know, getting sucked into the insecurity and going down the negative side of insecurity, instead of saying, well, this is showing up, so maybe I should work on it, right? I'm so glad I'm seeing people. I'm excited for the change and things. I know I saw a couple comments that came in, and I'll have to go back and read them. Oh yeah, so Tish says she's not loving herself in the moment because she just had some big changes, and it physically changed her, you know, the way that she looks and the way she's going to present herself. And it's hard because she's right in the shit of it, right? Like, she's right in the healing part of it. So it's going to be a struggle, and it's going to be hard. And I'm sure your identity is going to feel totally different, you know? So, but if you can embrace that and love that about yourself and know that it was time for a change, and know that, you know, I've been saying this for months, you guys, like, something's coming. I don't know what it is. It's nothing to be afraid of. Again, it's if you can trust the divine and know that sometimes shit happens so that the rest can be revealed. You know what I mean? Like, and that's on a broader scale. That's not just specifically for this group, but just if you can just embrace this next few days, well, what did I say? 40 days, 40 nights, right? The Venus retrograde. And I know it's like in Scorpio, which is like the deep, dark, like, I think the Leo King was saying it's like the deep, dark secrets. And the only thing that I remember about astrology, because I'm not an astrologer, is that, you know, Scorpio, first of all, has a sting, right? Has a stinger. And then also it digs in. So you want to know that you're going to dig in probably deep into some of your inner emotions that you may not want to look at. Okay. So that's where like the deep, hard, like shadow work comes in. But again, if you can be in a space of, okay, I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to look at the crap so that I can bring light to it, because once there's light there, it's not crap anymore, right? There's no shadow if the light is there. So anyway, that's kind of the message I wanted to come on and tell everybody today. I hope it resonates. I'll watch for the replay and see if there's any questions, because I know there's a few people on. Hopefully, if you guys are seeing the replay, just let me know if you have questions again on that. And hopefully this is going to be an exciting time. Like, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up, because it seems like sometimes there's like, oh, it's going to be so hard. And I'm like, yeah, it can be hard, but it doesn't mean it has to be bad, right? So hard and bad, I think we need to separate those two words now, because sometimes it is hard to do the work, but it's so worth it if you can get to the space of doing it. So anyway, that's my little message that I had to come on and get. Just know that some big things are coming. Know that you're going to dig in deep. Know that your insecurities are going to be like out there for you to look at. You can look at them and make the transformation now. If you stuff them down deeper, I think it's going to be harder next time around. So anyway, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.